We've got Elsie here. Elsie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Elsie Yardley and I'm 27 from Essex.
Lovely. And which butcher shop are you in?
I'm currently working at Great Garnet's Farm, which is also in Essex, but it's in Barnston in Dunmow.
Okay, cool. So, Elsie's in Essex and I'm up in the Highlands. So that's why we are on Zoom right now. Couldn't be there in person. So we've got International Women's Day today. And so we can't let the day go by without introducing Elsie, who is an international woman, because she's going to be representing Team GB at the World Butchers Challenge. Isn't that so?
Yes, so I'm in the final 12. I've made it. So we head off to Sacramento in September.
Great.
And we're competing against 16 other countries. So
amazing. Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, I can't wait. It's still a bit surreal, to be fair. I can't believe I'm actually going.
Sacramento would be awesome anyway, but to be doing what you love out there is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's quite surreal. So yeah, I think we're there for 10 days, as far as I know.
Yeah.
We're competing for just the day, and then they've obviously got the juniors as such team as well as us. So
great.
Yeah.
Fab. What are you looking forward to most?
I think it's just taking part. I mean, just to actually experience. I've done competitions previously, like I did Premier Young Butcher competition, which I loved, and it's just like the buzz that you get from it. I just can't wait. I mean, it's almost a blur, but yeah, I can't wait.
How did you get into butchery?
Well, I started as a Saturday girl as such. So I worked a Wednesday and a Saturday when I was studying art and design at college.
Okay.
And I just fell in love with it. I loved putting the counter on in the mornings. I loved the sort of hustle and bustle of the butcher shop. It is a traditional shop in the town that I worked in. And yeah, I just fell in love with how different it is. Not many people get into it. They didn't at the time that I started, I guess.
I was a Saturday girl, and I look back on those days so fondly. I really miss it, but I mean, I hated it at the time.
I literally made cups of tea and sort of clean for quite a while, but that's how you started. So
yeah, absolutely.
I still make cups of tea and clean.
Yeah, you must make a good brew. So if you weren't butchering, what do you think you'd be doing?
It's a tricky one, really. I suppose because I love cooking so much, I'm literally cooking mad. All I talk about is food. I drive my boyfriend crazy talking about food. I wake up and I'm like, what do you have for dinner tonight? And he's like, oh my God. But yeah, I'd probably have gone down the chef route, I guess. I always sort of dreamed of having, not dreamed, but if I didn't go into butchery or follow it all the way through, probably like a bistro or something, I suppose, would be like my dream. But yeah, I think my own butcher shop would probably be the one.
Strike a balance between the two. Have a super trendy shop.
Never say never.
We'll watch this space. So what's your favourite part of the job, being a butcher?
It's got to be just putting a display on in the morning and creating products. I love getting in early. Yeah, and just setting the window out. I think it's nice to know. Like, I always feel privileged that when you make something new or something that's for a special occasion for somebody, that they can go home and share it with their family and friends, and it's important to them. Yeah, that's sort of something you wouldn't get in a supermarket. Or
no, not at all.
No, so that's important to me. I love it.
And what's the least favourite part of the job?
It can be pretty cold.
Yeah.
So I guess that's not the best part of it, but I don't hate that part. Yeah. It's probably like once you get through Christmas, it's like this weird blur. You buzz out. Yeah. You love that build up to Christmas, and then when it's over, it's like, what do I do with myself now? It's like a weird crash, and
and how long do you think that lasts for down in your shop in the area, or probably across the whole of the UK? Is it a few days, a couple of weeks?
Probably a few days. It's usually sort of, you're not that busy between Christmas and New Year, really. I mean, you get the people that order for New Year's Eve.
And what are they ordering? What do they order with you?
They tend to just order, well, usually people order steaks or roasting joints for New Year's Eve. So families still get together on this day, don't they? So
I don't know if it's a Scottish thing, but it was always steak pies. There was a mad rush between Christmas and New Year for steak pies. Yeah, so I used to work in the bakery sort of side, and it was just constant stew on, stew off, stew on, stew off, pastry. It's good fun. But yeah, I think that's probably a Scottish thing. I don't know. If you could go back in time, what would you tell yourself?
If I go back in time, I'd probably tell myself not to be embarrassed of being a butcher, to be proud of it, I guess. There was kind of like when I left school and I spoke to other friends about what they were doing and what their ambitions, or they're all off to uni, and I was like, yeah, I work in a butcher shop, and I should never have been ashamed of that, because I feel like I've done so well, and I'm proud of where I'm now. So yeah, I'd have probably told myself off for not being proud of what I've done, and to see it, that being a woman is kind of a niche in butchery, and it's not a negative or something that goes against you. It's almost worked for me. So yeah, that's probably what I'd tell myself.
What would you say to young women considering a career in butchery?
What would I say? I'd probably, it's a hard one. I mean, be prepared for hard work, and just find your passion in it, because there's so many aspects to butchery, like you said about you making pies. It's not all about being butch. There's such a feminine side to the industry now that there maybe wasn't before or years ago, and you can really fit into the trade. Every day's different. I really enjoy it. I've never had a day at work that I dread as such. I think in lockdown it was quite hard for a lot of butchers, but I'd just encourage young women to get into an industry that needs help. It needs more people involved.
I see so many posts on Facebook now of people needing more staff, and I don't know if it's that they are sort of dying on their feet sort of thing, or if they're maybe expanding, but it just seems like there's a real shortage of butchers just now. So
it's the trouble is, it's a skill, and people need to be taught and shown, and the time to be spent with them to have it. But once you've got that skill, you've got a trade, you've got something that you can keep with forever, that you can take wherever you go. And I think that since shops have grown, that the ones that are doing well are doing really well, but the ones that have closed haven't reopened as butcher shops, sadly. So we need to push forward, and I think it's something that should be encouraged in schools a little bit more, to get kids into it. People don't always want to work in an office or go to university. It's a hands-on job.
So what is in your butchering future?
In my butchering future, I'm not too sure. I'm really happy where I work at the moment. I've only been there since November, actually. I kind of threw myself in at the deep end, and we opened up a farm shop, started selecting local beef and lamb. It's predominantly a pork and turkey farm anyway. So I'm watching that business grow, and I love being part of that. So I haven't got any intentions of doing anything different as such at the moment, because I'm on such a good path. But being in Team G Butchery, it just opens so many doors to you, and you meet so many new people, go new places. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless. But yeah, I think my thing I'd love to do would have to be to have a butcher's book, to sort of combine recipes with the butchery side of things. That would be my dream, I suppose.
Yeah, we can stock it on Scobie's Direct.
Okay. Perfect. More together.
All
right then.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks for that. Speak to you soon.